to my channel Humpty Dumpty 2. I hope you all are doing well. Let me give you an option. Say I give you a job and I say you have to pick between the two. One is permanent job and the other one is the contract job. Now you tell me which one would you prefer. I would say most of you guys will go for permanent job, isn't it? But the scenario here in Canada is pretty different. People prefer to work on contract as compared to the permanent jobs. Of course, there are benefits that you get in contract job and there are various other benefits that you get in permanent job as well. But the mindset, how it works here is, and how as per the calculation, everything, when you look at all the perspectives from all the angles, you realize contract job is lucrative as well. So in this video today, I will be sharing with you the pros and cons or the benefits that you get in permanent job compared to contract job. Basically, we'll do a comparison between the permanent job and contract job. There are various parameters that I have searched for and I've looked into. I will be telling you in detail so that you get a perspective. And when you come to Canada and you, of course, you will be planning to do a job, right? It will help you decide whether you want to go for a permanent job or contract job. You guys already know that I found a job because my last video was all about that, right? Where I shared the strategy that I used and I cracked the job in a month, and it's a good one. Anyway, if you haven't watched it, I leave the link in the description box and also somewhere on the top you can look at it. But in the end of this video, I will share with you guys which one did I offer. Did I go for permanent job or contract job? So let's get started with the video. Talk about the pay scale. Always when you go for a job, you look at the profile, and with the profile comes the pay scale. Okay, how much money are you getting in hand? So when we compare permanent jobs and contract jobs, the pay scale is higher. The wages per hour are higher in contract job. It's not a case that works every time, but generally if I talk about pay scale is more in a contract job compared to a permanent job, and it is more of the hourly wages that you get in contract job. And permanent jobs, mostly it's a yearly package that they disclose to you, and on the basis of that your monthly takeaway home is calculated. On the other hand, for contract, there are two options. Either they pay you hourly basis, like 8 hours per day, and basis on that they calculate per week and per month. Or they also, some companies, what they would do is they will give you a proper contract saying that okay, yearly package is this, and there will be a time foundation. Okay, we are hiring you for a year or maybe for 6 months. And some contract jobs have a contract which says there's no time limit, that okay, we are hiring you for 6 months or 7 months, but it's an open contract. Now with this, second point is job security. Everyone wants their job to be secured and they want to work with the peace of mind. Okay, I'm working today. There's nothing like tomorrow I will be handed pink slip. If tomorrow recession comes or there's any slowdown, my job is going to be in danger. So in case of contract, job security is less. You never know when the company says, okay, you have to leave and from tomorrow you stop coming. The contractual employees are always taken out first compared to the permanent employees. So permanent jobs come with security. There's job security, there's stability, there's peace of mind when you work in a permanent job setup. But it's everyone's preference, right? Everyone has their own style of working, has their own preferences. So different people offer different. Some people really prefer contract jobs and some people go for permanent jobs. Also guys, there's no concept of notice period in contract job. So in case employer decides that he wants to take out that employee and the pink slip is handed over to the employee, the next day itself they'll ask the person that stopped coming to the company. On the other hand, for permanent jobs, there's a notice period of 2 to 3 weeks typically, and that's a good option. At least you get some days in which you can look out for alternate options or you can search out for another job. But in contract job, you will not get even that space, right? That many number of days. So that's how it works, and that's the reason contract jobs come with less job security. Next is working on multiple jobs kind of a setup. A lot of people work on multiple projects, assignments. So if you work on contract, you still have opportunity that you can work on multiple assignments. You can work for multiple companies. Of course, your contract that you're working for in any organization, even on contract, should specify that, and be no clause that you can't work on multiple work assignments or freelancing, etc. So that's a good option, and that's a good opportunity for people working in contract job. They can work on multiple projects and they can make a lot of money in that way. On the other hand, in permanent jobs, there's generally a clause that you cannot work for any other company, you cannot do any freelancing assignment. So yeah, that's how it is. It keeps on varying with the contracts that you signed, or the document or agreement that you do with your organization, be it permanent job or contract job, but generally this is how it works. Now let's talk about benefits. So here in Canada, you get a lot of benefits from your employers, like health benefit, health insurance plan, additional to what you get from the government, from the province government. Then you have employment insurance, then you have RRSP match that most of the companies do. So in permanent job setup, you get all these benefits from your employer. But in case of contract jobs, employers don't give any of these benefits, and you have to pay from your pocket because you would like to get covered, right? So if I talk about health insurance, Ontario government, because I'm in Ontario, the province government generally covers many things, but a lot of things which are not covered in public health insurance. So people prefer to take private insurance, and most of the employers cover that. And it's really important because you don't want to take risks with dentist, eye, or anything like that. So in case of contract, nothing is covered, so people have to take it personally, or if any of their spouse is working on a full-time job, they get covered under that. So that's how it is. And employment insurance is also very critical. All the employers, permanent employers for permanent job, provide that. So in case you lose your job, Canada government will provide you some benefits. So for that, employment insurance is there. In contract job, you don't get any of that. And RRSP is for your savings. A lot of companies do a match of what you are saving. They will contribute that same percentage. Of course, there's a limit. So benefits is kind of a negative point in contract job. You don't get it. With this, let's talk about next point, which is leaves. When you work for an employer, of course, employer provides a lot of leave like sick leave, earned leaves, all of that. So in case of contract jobs, guys, you don't get any leave. And if you have to avail any leave, for example, you are sick, or you're suffering from fever, or you're really unwell for a few days, you have to pay from your pocket. So you will have to take a salary cut for as many number of days you are taking off from work. But in case of permanent employment, of course, there are a fixed set of leaves which are provided to employees. You can also take some leaves in advance, all of that. But yeah, in contract, you don't. I have heard there are a few contract jobs where some employers provide some leaves, and that's a good benefit provided to the employees. But I would say 90% of contract jobs don't provide leave balance or leave benefits to the employees. So always check with the employer whether they are providing you any additional leave or anything when you go for such jobs. Next point is very important. It is majorly for new immigrants. It's about mortgaged loans. Now, when you move to a new country, of course, you have to buy a house, you have to buy a car. There are a lot of things that you have to do, and you have to feel settled, and it takes a few years, right? So if you're working on a contract job and you plan to buy a house, even if you're earning a lot of money, like I say, more than a permanent job that you would have landed, you will not get a loan. Getting a loan while working on a contract job is next to impossible here. It doesn't work like that. You won't get approved for the loans. While on permanent, whatever salary you're working, you're eligible to apply for a loan, and you at least will have your application getting through. Of course, the loan, the amount will be calculated based on what salary you're earning. So always, if you have to buy a house, make sure you're on a permanent job. I would say if you're a couple and both of you guys are working, both should be on the full-time job, because that really helps, and houses are pretty expensive here, and you would like to take the advantage of loan facility, and you would obviously go for higher loan. Now coming to the last point, which is taxes. Of course, taxes play a lot of role in our in-hand salary, like how much we take home. In case of contract job, you pay less taxes. So there's a concept of incorporation here. People who work on contract jobs, who are self-employed, who have their own personal businesses, right? They create an incorporation for themselves and they can take benefits in taxes. So how it works here is, if you're earning $1 lakh, let's say, for example, if your earning is $1 lakh, you can show your expenses. Now, showing your expenses include your travel. You might be eating while you're traveling. You might buy a laptop, your phone for your business. You might be paying rent, right? All of that. So your gross salary, and let's assume all the expenses are like $20,000. So $1 lakh minus $20,000, $80,000. So you will have to pay taxes only on $80,000. So that's the benefit. So in a nutshell, you pay less taxes. On the other hand, if you're working on a permanent job and your salary is, again, let's take the same example, $1 lakh. In this case, you can't show any expenses. You buy a laptop, phone, that is for yourself. You can't declare expenses and you can't get benefits on that. And you will have to pay the entire tax value on $1 lakh. In case of taxes, you get better benefits in contract jobs, and your take-home salary, the monthly salary that you get, will always be higher if you're working on a contract at the same package. So that's the reason people prefer to go for contract jobs. Another thing I want to add here is, permanent jobs are like fixed, right? Your projects might keep on changing, but you are an employee to that employer. But in case of contract jobs, you will see more jobs during a particular season. Some employers hire because they have busy season, they have more demand from their customers during few months, and they are going to be hiring only during those months, and they will be hiring only for those months. So guys, these are the main points I wanted to cover in this video. If anyone's looking to find a job here and confused between permanent job and contract job, I think these points should give you a good idea and should help you decide which one you should go for. Now, coming to the question that I addressed in the starting of the video, which one did I go for and why? So guys, I went for a permanent job. The job that I'm working in is completely permanent. So I'm a permanent employee of that company. Why did I prefer going for permanent job and not contract job? Is because, of course, we are a new immigrant here. We have to buy a house. We have to look for a permanent settlement, right? So we have to be full-time employees, so that tomorrow if we go for a loan to a bank, we should be eligible for that. So that was one of the very important reasons. Second is, I have a baby, right? So I don't want to take risk, and I wanted a company which is like secured, and I have some leave balances available, some benefits provided to me. So that's the reason I went for permanent job, and I was very sure that I'll go for permanent job only. I in fact didn't look at a lot of contract jobs. They came my way, but I was not interested because I wanted something permanent. I did not want to join a company for a month and leave that and then switch to a permanent job. Well guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you got a lot of your questions addressed if you were confused between contract jobs and permanent jobs. If you have any further questions, do let me know in the comment box, and if you enjoyed watching the video, do give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you enjoy watching my videos, guys, then do consider clicking the subscribe button, and there's a small bell icon next to it. You can click that too, so that you get notifications of all the videos I post. I will be signing off for now. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, you take care. Goodbye. Have a nice day.